kids! Ready for some jungle giggles? Let's join Colin, the big silly crocodile, on a super funny day out! Let me tell you about the day when Colin, the big silly crocodile, had what might be the silliest day of his life. Colin lived in the Jiggly Wiggly jungle near a big bubbly pond. Now, Colin wasn't like other crocodiles. He wasn't grumpy or scary or sneaky. Nope. He was soft-hearted, big-bellied, and unbelievably silly. You know how some crocodiles snap at things? Well, Colin once tried to snap at a balloon. Pop! And he cried for 10 minutes because he thought he'd hurt it. And every morning, instead of brushing his teeth, he brushed his tail with a toothbrush covered in peanut butter. So yes, Colin was very silly. One morning, the sun was shining bright, the birds were singing, and the pond was gurgling happily. Colin woke up with a giant crocodile yawn that shook the leaves on the trees. He stretched his legs, flopped his tail, and rolled over for a big morning stretch. Splash! Right into the pond! He came up spitting water and seaweed and said, "Today feels like a funny day, a day for adventure." So he threw on his favorite scarf, which, by the way, had pineapples and dinosaurs on it, and set off through the jungle. Now, walking through the jungle isn't always easy when you're as big and clumsy as Colin. He stepped on a flower and said, "Sorry." He got stuck between two trees and wiggled like a jelly bean to get free. And once, just once, he accidentally scared a family of frogs by sneezing too loud. Achoo! Boing, boing, boing! The frogs bounced away like popcorn. After waddling and waddling, Colin spotted his best friend, Tina the turtle, on a smooth rock. She was balancing a shiny little pebble on her head and humming a slow, happy tune. Colin blinked. "Tina, why are you wearing a rock on your head?" Tina didn't even move. She just said, "Why are you wearing your sunglasses on your feet?" Colin looked down. Sure enough, he was. "'Cause my toes don't like the sun," he said proudly. Tina smiled her slow turtle smile and said, "Colin, you are the silliest crocodile in the jungle." Just then, the leaves above them rustled like 1,000 paper fans. And whoosh! Down zoomed Benny the bird, twirling in the air like a flying yo-yo. He looped once, twice, 3 times and shouted, "Wanna race to the big coconut tree?" Now, Benny loved flying. Tina liked walking. And Colin, well, he liked snacks. But a race sounded fun. So they lined up. Benny in the sky, Tina on a rock, and Colin on... Well, Colin was still tangled in a vine, but he figured it was part of the race. Ready, set, go! Benny zipped ahead like a feathery rocket. Tina started her steady turtle trot. And Colin took one step, tripped over a log, and began rolling down the hill like a giant green watermelon. He rolled past a confused monkey, bounced off a termite mound, and landed splat right in a patch of overripe bananas. His head popped up, covered in banana goo, and he said, "Well, I did say I wanted a snack." Eventually, Tina reached him. Benny flew in slow circles above. Colin looked up and grinned. "Did I win?" Tina chuckled. "You definitely won the prize for silliest entrance." They all sat under the big coconut tree, catching their breath. Now it was lunchtime, and Colin pulled out something from his bag, something no one expected, a sandwich. But not just any sandwich. It had jelly beans, pickles, spaghetti noodles, and a sprinkle of glitter. Benny stared at it. "What is that?" Colin beamed. "It's my special crunchy wiggly surprise." Tina blinked slowly. "That's a surprise, all right." Colin offered a bite. Benny politely flapped back. Tina declined. But Colin, he took a huge bite and said, "Delicious! Like a party in my mouth with fireworks!" After lunch, they played silly games. They had a leaf rolling contest. Colin lost. He ate his leaf. They did silly dances. Colin's tail got tangled in Tina's feet. And they even tried to play hide and seek. Colin hid behind a single blade of grass and thought he was invisible. And as the sun started to set, the sky turned orange and pink, and the jungle made its soft nighttime sounds. The 3 friends sat quietly, tired but happy. Colin stretched and said, "You know, today really was a funny day out." Tina nodded, "The silliest one yet." And Benny flopped above them in slow loops and said, "Same time tomorrow." Colin grinned, banana still stuck in his teeth, and gave a big, silly nod. Because for the big, silly crocodile, every day was a new chance to laugh, play, and be joyfully, wonderfully, deliciously silly. That was silly fun. If you liked the video, don't forget to subscribe. See you next time for more laughs with Colin the Big Silly Crocodile.